Andy Warhol is an infamous artist, formerly known for his characteristic pop art of the 60s and 70s depicting everyday household items and famous celebrities. However, in the 60s, a man named Hermann Rorschach, a well-known psychiatrist, gained national notoriety for the new psychiatric test he'd formulated, claiming it could diagnose mental illness. Hermann Rorschach created a series of 10 images known among social culture as the inkblot test. Patients were to report to mental doctors what they saw contained within these abstract works. When Andy Warhol grew tired of the pop culture movement style of art he'd created, he decided to take a stab at abstract painting, and as the inkblot images were a hot topic in the late 60s, he'd created his own set of ink-blotted images under the false pretense that the patients were the ones tasked with creating them, rather than the man who created the test himself, Mr. Rorschach. Appropriately, before they were released, Andy Warhol designated the name of Rorschach to his series of ink-blotted images. Of course, they were instantly famous and exhibited in museums across the country and are still on display in museums such as the Baltimore Museum of Art, like the one I have interpreted for you today. Although Rorschach believed these images could diagnose mental disorders, people's interpretations often stray from the standards of psychologists and therefore result in an inconclusive diagnosis. This one held a particularly somber note to me, which can be seen in my painting by the cloaked figure, bare pelvis representing decaying matter, and of course the giant mushroom cloud as a result of nuclear warfare so commonly discussed in media and politics today. The images were originally intended to have only a few possible outcomes for what a patient could find within them. However, as we know now, this is not always the case. Things are not just black or white, and there is always a gray area. Even though the test is still performed by some medical professionals today, they have more so become a topic of social conversation on various media outlets such as Facebook and Twitter, their original intentions being blurred and faded from existence. However, I believe that as long as there is social media and some doctors who have faith these tests can actually produce a sound medical diagnosis, the images of both Hermann Rorschach and Andy Warhol will live on in the minds of younger generations.